So just so that you know that really he has the credit for making this happen today. Jazakallahu khairan, wa barakallahu fihi, wa thabbatahu Allah. Among the challenges, we are in the so-called holiday season, and one of the sisters mentioned this to me, that among the main challenges that we go through is through the holiday celebrations, where we have stopped celebrating, but still we have relatives, family, parents, friends who are doing that, who are invited, and so on. What is the alternative? What should we do? How should we fill that vacuum? It is something that we need to discuss, and we have to come up with practical solutions as well. So let's look at a video now, and then we'll invite Sister Akila and her husband Ejaz.
And I witnessed that all prophets like Jesus and Muhammad, Jesus and Moses, they came with the same message.
And we witnessed that all prophets like Jesus and Moses,
Yeah, they came with the
same
message.
This is happening here in our masjid. And this is only over the last few weeks, actually, a couple of months only. And if we are going to be more active, we'll see that maybe every day. We can see that every day, if we're active. This is happening without activity. What if there is activity? They came to us by themselves. Remember what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِّمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Who is better in speech than the one who calls to Allah, who believed in Allah and has done good deeds and calls people to Allah and say, I am among the Muslims. You know what Hassan al-Basri said about this person? He said, هَذَا حَبِيبُ اللَّهِ هَذَا خِيرَةُ اللَّهِ مِنْ خَلْقِهِ آمن بربه وعمل بما أمر ودعا إلى ذلك. This is the best of the creation of Allah, among the best of the creation of Allah. This is the beloved of Allah. He believed himself, he acted upon the belief, and he called others to it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those. There are many of our brothers and sisters who were not able to make it today, and some of them requested to convey some issues. One of them said that among the challenges is that our community does not want to learn by Canadian culture. So this is something that we have to keep in mind. What is Canadian culture? What is that we need to learn to accept better and to accept more? Another sister mentioned that it was very warm in the beginning, but then it faded away. And she mentioned that I lost hope to integrate in the community. I'm not Pakistani, I am not Somali, I'm not Libyan, I am not this, I'm not that. Will I ever integrate? That there are some ethnocentric divisions in the community that are preventing that. So this is how some are feeling it. Others are not feeling it, but at least we have to mention this concern because someone felt it, and we have to really address this concern, and we will mention more of that, inshallah ta'ala. I will invite Sister Akila first and her husband Ajaz. And Sister Akila was the main teacher here at the ASID program, teaching our girls. And she's now a teacher, she's a certified teacher at the Hijrah School. Sister Akila.
Assalamu alaikum. 5 years ago, I moved to Windsor with hopes of pursuing a career in education, and little did I know what Allah had in store for me. At the age of 17, I was introduced to Islam, and 2 years later, I stood in front of a crowd much like this one, and I testified that only Allah has the right to be worshipped, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his last and final messenger. The next day, Ramadan began. During that month of fasting, I quickly came to realize Allah's promise that He will test His believers. I was tested with my family's harsh criticism and unwillingness to accept my new lifestyle. Not only was I not accepted by my own family, I didn't feel fully accepted by my new brothers and sisters in Islam until I began wearing hijab. As that first month of Ramadan quickly ended, it was time for Eid. I'm sure that most reverts up here can relate that Eid is usually the most depressing time of the year. It was difficult for me to stop celebrating Christmas with my family, but even more difficult to not have a family to celebrate Eid with. Alhamdulillah, this year was a huge improvement. Not only did our community organize an Eid party for reverts, but after marriage I had a new family to celebrate with. I thank Allah for allowing me to find Islam in this amazing community. I truly do appreciate all of the efforts that were put forth so far. Not only did I receive a lot of emotional support, but I also received some financial support, which was very helpful being a university student and cut off from my family. Now, my advice is pretty simple. It can be implemented right now. It doesn't involve any elaborate plans, scheduling of classes, or even fundraisers. Although all of these efforts are very beneficial, it's the little actions that we do every day that can either bring someone closer to Islam or turn them in the other direction. My advice to new Muslims would be to immerse yourselves in the community, make friends. If you're on campus, join the MSA, attend halakas, get involved. Don't isolate yourself. Yet on the other hand, I would like to advise my brothers and sisters in the community to not be so judgmental. At our gatherings, if you see a sister without a hijab or a brother without a beard, remember that there can be a non-Muslim searching for the truth, a new Muslim trying to adjust, or even a born Muslim looking for guidance. A simple smile or a salam at the grocery store or at the mosque to someone who doesn't look Arab or Pakistani or Somalian goes a long way. The Islam that I accepted 3 years ago, the Islam that I came to understand and love, has no boundaries of race, color, or tribe. From my understanding, an Arab is no better than a non-Arab, and vice versa. However, after Shahada, warm welcomes and hugs, I encountered another test. Getting married was another struggle that many of us face as new Muslims. As a community, we need to stand up against the issues of racism and tribalism. It's not enough to accept us as your brother or sister. In Islam, if you refuse to accept us wholeheartedly into your families. Thank you.
Allahu Akbar, mashallah. And I invite Brother Ajaz, who was there to support her in her struggles, to tell us a few words.
First, I want us all to say that, Alhamdulillah, we are Muslim, born Muslims and new Muslims. And Alhamdulillah for the born Muslims that we didn't have the test to choose Islam, but we were given Islam. And on the Day of Judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us, what did we do with that? We will be asked about that. So the first thing I'd like to clear is that I am a born Muslim. not a new Muslim. And I would like to say the two main important aspects of when you get married to someone who's a new Muslim is you have to have mercy and you have to have patience. You have to have mercy because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahman. And He's commanded us to be merciful towards the believers, new Muslim or born Muslim. And you have to have patience because they come from a family that is no family anymore. They have no one. They don't have a mother and father like we do. They don't have brothers and sisters like we do. They don't have support like we do. So we have to have patience, and even when you are a new Muslim or even a born Muslim trying to practice, it takes little steps that get you to be stronger and practice harder. And I would also like to say is that a main aspect is that we need to stop this culturalism and tribalism and racism. How can we say that they are our brothers and sisters the moment they take shahada? The moment they take shahada, they're called brothers and sisters. We embrace them. And then the moment that that brother might come to your family and say, I want to marry your daughter, and you say no, just because of the fact that of his skin color, or because of the fact that he doesn't have the same culture as you, because of the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him or her that way. Because we wouldn't be Indian, Pakistani, Arab, Somali, if it wasn't for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala putting us in this position. And the other thing that I would like to say, and the last point, is that although I am a born Muslim, I would like to say that everyone at one point in their lifetime chooses to follow Islam or not, whether you're born or new. So that is the one aspect that we need to be strong with and we need to support everyone with. And I would also like to say that anything good that I've said is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and anything bad that I've said, or anything wrong that I've said, is from me and Shaitan. Jazakallahu khairan wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum.
Allahu Akbar.
And we're bringing these examples to show what is integration. Marriage is integration. Accepting is integration. Inviting is integration. One sister mentioned that my brothers and sisters see me in Eid, they tell me Eid Mubarak, and then I have to spend the Eid alone with my 2 children. How sad is that? It's supposed to be the happiest day of the year. It's a sad day for her and her children. Why is that? Another sister said, I don't want to have a party only for reverts. I'm part of the community. Consider me as a Muslim. That's it.